Hello everyone, this is Tiffany, also known as the Perfectly Wise. I am coming here with our April intuitive guidance session or reading. So let's jump right into it. So coming from March to April, in March was a little bit interesting, that session that came up. For some reason, within that month there, Archangel Michael, who is the angel of protection, the prince of all angels, came through very strongly here with a message around protection and the ways in which as soul beings we can essentially aid him in that process of protecting ourselves, and a key part of that being very curious about our lives, and most importantly really transmuting experiences and expressions across in ways here that are more light-filled and love-filled, so to speak, that have sort of more of those qualities integrated into that approach, so to speak. And going into this month, April, it's very interesting. I feel like it's a little bit straightforward. And a big reason why I feel like this is very straightforward. So as of the recording of this session here, right now in China, it's a little after 3 p.m. on Sunday, April 11th. I believe. So we're going right into the new moon in Aries lunation. And as of right now, with that new moon in Aries lunation, there are going to be actually 4 planets in the sign of Aries. Aries, of course, being the first sign in the zodiac. And an energy and expression here, Aries being obviously exalted by the planet Mars, which is the planet of action, the planet of determination, essentially the god of war in Roman mythology and lore. But as of that Monday, April 12th, that new moon in Aries, there are going to be actually 4 planets, like I mentioned here, in the sign of Aries: Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus. A lot of God of War energy, And as I was tapping in here, it came through very, very straightforward. It was quite simple. It was almost like, especially with those planets all really being in the sign of Aries, it was quite straightforward and clear here that this, for April, certainly a huge theme that will be carried forth for April is around this notion of allowing for the divine masculine to really work for you, and work for you in the sense of taking action, engaging, and moving forward, really putting a lot of like life force, physical life force energy, also passion and desire into goals, into into desired outcomes, into best aligned outcomes, etc., etc. Yeah, that came through just very, very strongly. The notion of really letting the divine masculine work for you. If you have been sort of feeling, certainly I have felt and perceived a strong energy in the previous months here, a lot of turtle energy, a lot of this like slow paced, all right, moving, kind of chugging along. If you have sort of perceived and sort of felt this energy of like a certain, I don't want to say sluggish, but certainly sort of shifted into a much slower gear, life force wise, action wise, if not also a sort of cerebral sort of approach here to action and intentions. Thank you, Mars and Gemini. We can kind of thank Mars and Gemini for that kind of energy, particularly that sort of cerebral thinking. You're kind of in a lot of different places at once kind of energy. I perceive here very strongly for April and moving onwards a notion here where we're almost kind of given a quick start kind of rush of energy, a lot of energy actually, in order to actually take action and engage with our goals, with our desired outcomes, whatever it is that we just want to get done, have desire to get done, moving forward for April and onwards. We're given a lot of assistance and help in carrying that forth. I perceived quite strongly as I was tapping in for April and moving forward that will be very much aided at this time. Sure enough, here I was drawn to, I pulled this card actually a couple weeks ago. This card here coming from it's in the Norse mythology, Norse system here, inguz. And this is from Stacy DeMarco's Viking Oracle deck. I'll go ahead and read off a little bit of description here of this card here, inguz, which is in runes. It's one of the runes within that wisdom keeping system. So let's go ahead here. Also very interesting, the number of it, 22. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, I have to check this, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe the new moon in Aries is supposed to be also at 22 degrees. I could be wrong on that, but anyways. So reading off the description here for inguz. Profound strength grows slowly. Do not take shortcuts. Make use of stored power. The positive power of the masculine is available for all. Take action and learn by doing. And the description here, inguz is the rune of the masculine divine and represents the active doing power of the masculine. It advises that its fertile and explosive power is available to us, that if we store our strength and energy over time, we can release it towards something we want. Inguz, or I'm pronouncing incorrectly, inguz, is both a powerful rune of manifestation, an expression of the moment of powerful centering before that manifestation is invoked. It also reminds us that we build strength over time. For instance, when we go to the gym, we don't attempt to lift a barbell that weighs more than we do. Even if we can shift it, we are likely to hurt ourselves in the process. Eventually, of course, we work up to it and may be able to lift that weight more and more. But we have to ready our body by putting in the time to increase its strength. This gradual increase of strength is applicable to our mind and mental powers, as well as to our body and physical powers. Mentally, we develop the focus needed to complete a difficult task or process in the same way that we develop physical strength in the gym. Inguz can be used as a fertility talisman for both men and women, and was a symbol of the male mysteries in the Viking society. So yeah, it's so interesting. They're kind of reminding me also of this expression here. As far as goals, you might find in April moving forward all this sort of divine masculine, god of war, Aries energy carrying forth from April and onwards there, that you might find a lot of your goals may involve like fitness, maybe revolved around fitness, maybe revolved around a lot of physicality, where a lot of action is really connected and is involved. You might find a lot of your goals and aligned outcomes, if not involves that, certainly sort of crosses on a parallel path. So you might have goals around fitness and also around, say, like work or healing a relationship and onwards and onwards. The two, I'm finding where there's this parallel where those two goals might find and take shape for yourself moving onwards for April and onwards. So with that being said here, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards here to provide additional color and context around that. And today I was drawn to draw from the, sorry, that was loud, Tarot of the Holy Light deck. So let's see what comes up. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and cut the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm getting here off the top here that this period of time here, I'm tapping into a lot of folks here, soul beings here, who very well might be receiving this time frame as a welcome relief. There's something of a welcome relief here, because you might have found yourself in previous months there, almost stuck in a litany of a lot of thoughts around your goals, a lot of thoughts around your intentions, but not a lot of motivation, will, and carry forth there, just not a lot of energy to carry that forth. You might find yourself really being quite relieved, because it's almost like you're dealt a lot of energy, like a kickstart. Yeah, I'm getting this image of this car has been shut down, the battery has been sort of shut down and powered down, and now you're getting a jolt. You're getting this jump start of energy to carry the car forth. I'm getting this is this time frame when the highest expression can stand to be very much a welcome relief for many soul beings at this time. Yeah. In that sense. Scoring deeply from within, scoring deeply from within, scoring deeply from much meditation, from much exploration of the inner self, from much connectedness within self, within what lies deep within, comes a space of sovereignty where mind and spirit and heart and all that is expressed physically in the discipline of the divine masculine reflects what is inside. A key aspect of this time frame in the highest expression involves the mining of the inner self. Your goals, your intentions, and blessedly so your actions, first and foremost, are scorned from a very, very deep internal space, and a space that increasingly gets to be more honest. That's what I'm getting off the top here in this King of Cups energy. I'm getting a weighting and an exploration of the inner self. A deep scorning of the inner self. And it's almost like this notion here where what resides in the intelligence of the inner self, of the heart, as it connects in the mind, can no longer be delayed, denied, and left sort of with the hitting of a snooze button. There is a rising, burgeoning notion that what rests on the inside demands to be expressed in the physical world. And blessedly so towards high aligned outcomes within that same physical realm. Ooh, sorry. I keep slamming this crystal here. 10 of discs I'm getting is reflecting that. And also that essentially reflects, oh, interesting, that reflects joy and a mind that is made up. There is also a strong connection to past experience, a reconciliation of past experience, of past expressions, even of past lives, that are making it easier and easeful for this decision to honor what's within the heart and also bring it necessarily to form within the physical realm, within the earth realm, that is influencing and if not empowering the divine masculine expression at this time. That is a key aspect and space where this action is coming forth and stands to come forth for blessed soul beings in April and moving onwards. Where there has been a lack of healing, there's been a tension and a certain mental conflict. But the more that play, the more that joy is embraced, the more that the proverbial sun alights all the chakras, alights energetically all within you from head to toe and back up again. So your decision becomes easier. And so your physical life force and also physical conditions reflect that in kind. Reflect such a clarity. Reflect such a clear decision that has been made and that stands to be made. Essentially a mind that is finally made up as it is aligned and connected with the heart. That's what I'm getting here just off the top here from this combination again with King of Cups, 10 of discs or 10 of pentacles, 6 of cups, and 2 of swords. Okay. Alrighty. And you had to go in a little bit of rest mode. Yeah, for many soul beings here, I'm getting where previous months there was almost like an elongated but necessary period of a rest mode. I'm getting that in this Four of Swords energy. And an assurance here that in a lot of ways, even that rest period was productive. Nothing was lost, only gained within that proverbial meditation, recuperation, rest period. Beautiful angels, ascended masters, creatures of the elemental realm, creatures of nature, spirit guides, ancestors, brothers and sisters across all galaxies and realms, beings of love and light who know me well and wish me well. I thank you for another day of love, life, and purpose on this earthly plane. We thank you. We ask you, led as always and channeled as always by my own intuition, the great goddess, by my own intuition, that deep place of inner knowing and wisdom. Enter the messages of love, light, healing, and wisdom for our collective, oh, wow, for April moving onwards. Yeah, there comes the message. Incoming message, incoming message, incoming realization, incoming understanding. And it's a quality of an incoming message, bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. It's a quality of incoming message that is like, there's a lot of energy and a lot of carrying forth. A lot of like, we got to do something about this. We're motivated to do something about this. We're motivated to take this action and carry this forth in some sort of way. I'm getting that. There was a lot of release and a lot of shedding that had to happen. And you were roped in. We were roped in by the divine to allow this to occur. It's so interesting, this Hangman energy. So this notion here of release, I'm getting here in this Devil energy here. Release of attachments as it reflects the physical world and how we are expressed in the physical world. I'm getting that in this combination of the Devil and the Five of Dis, or Five of Pentacles. I've been getting this strong underlying Hangman energy actually here for a few days in tapping in for the collective, for our community, for April and moving onwards. There is, I'm getting a strong energy here of a certain like rewiring. I've been getting this notion over and over again of a certain rewiring and reorientation of the energetic and physical body. I'm getting that in this Hangman energy. And a notion here where you have allowed, there has been a certain blessedness in allowing for your life, for your experience, literally for just your energy and expressions to be like literally turned on its head. In order for a certain space of growth and a higher expressed notion of your physical and energetic body, of your emotional body, of yourself, to be made known and to be subsequently expressed. I'm also getting exercises, rituals, expressions that allow for the lower chakras and the upper chakras to touch and meet each other. Where the power of the lower chakras become illuminated as expressed in the higher chakras, and for the higher chakras to be empowered by the power and the raw primordial energy of the lower chakras. It's almost like the chakra systems are like borrowing and learning and growing from one another as they're like switched. I'm getting that very strongly in this Hangman energy, particularly in this illustration of the man here turned upside down. And it's like his face, his head, the upper chakras, system in his physical body. So the crown, third eye, throat, heart. It's like dipped into sort of this powerful solar lower chakra kind of energy. The colors here of the red, the orange, and the yellow. All colors as expressed in the root, the lower chakras, the root, the solar and solar plexus and sacral chakras. I'm getting that's like turned upside down. There's also, it's very interesting also that this energy is sort of coming out here. I love the energy and there's a very, very strong energy here and story here, mythology story here around the hangman. And it's interesting that I pulled a card here, speaking to some of the wisdom of the Vikings and the Norse people. Because this story here in the tarot here, this energy is the story of Odin. And Odin is, for some context, a very strong personal guide of mine. I also have his statue here, him and the goddess Freya, the Norse goddess Freya, here on my spread. This is Odin. And this is the goddess Freya, the Norse goddess Freya. But in this hangman energy here, there's a strong story here behind of Odin, and a notion here where within his story, he willingly, in order to become wise, he made a necessary sacrifice, the sacrifice being cutting out his eye. He cut out his eye in order to become wise and to be able to see and perceive all the secrets and mysteries of the universe. So it's almost like, there's been many, many ways here and sort of ever-evolving ways here in which I have, myself personally, have perceived and sort of taken the lessons of Odin in that story, for example. But it's almost this notion here that I'm getting here wherein, and especially as expressed here in this hangman energy, and I'm getting here as it perceives here for our community, moving onwards here, where nothing is delayed and denied in what might be a stoppage or might be a delay. It might be a pause in action, if not also maybe a certain restriction, as expressed in physical conditions. I'm getting that where this combination here, Five of Discs or Five of Pentacles, and the hangman, that combination is kind of giving me that. A certain delay here in physical conditions, as expressed in physical conditions. The reality here that from a space where you are spiritually growing, spiritually ascending, expanding, nothing is lost by virtue of what might be a physical delay. It's almost like that's a necessary condition of said spiritual, emotional, internal growth. So very necessarily, that is an expression of doing. That is something that is happening. Such a growth, such an ascension, such a progression within your spiritual self, within your emotional self. Yeah, and I'm getting where that's connected back again with this King of Cups energy. Such an opening of emotional honesty, such an opening of the heart was a necessary and essential doing. The embrace of joy, the embrace of reconciling what's been in the past, from past lives, past years to now, was necessary. It was a process of doing. That was in so fact an expression of the divine masculine that was working for you, and that this whole time has been working for you. Watching out for you. Reawakening a lot of what has been lost. I'm getting that also in this devil energy, especially as it combines in this hangman energy. There's a very interesting combination and interplay here that I'm getting between these two energies. Very interesting. And it's interesting, they're drawing me to, I don't know necessarily how this necessarily is completely relevant, But I'm drawn to also the numbers of the hangman and the devil energy. The hangman here, the 12 number here reduces to a 3. There's almost like a perfect synchronicity that I'm getting here, coming from the hangman, and this interplay here between the hangman and the devil. So like I said, the hangman energy, this card here, this energy here at the 12 in numerology, that reduces down to a 3. And then in this devil energy, the number 15 reduces to a 6. The difference between 3 and 6 being 3. And 3, among other things in numerology, is the expression of the mind, the body, and the spirit. A certain alignment in that expression. Yeah, there's a very interesting interplay here between these two energies that I'm getting here. A notion here where, as it combines here with this hangman energy, it's almost like this devil energy is illuminating, bringing back what has been lost. That would also make sense in this combination with the Six of Cups. This energy, the Six of Cups, tends to speak to a lot of past life, past experience, buried gifts, buried experiences, buried memories, past memories. I'm getting here where there's a awakening from a space that is illuminated, from a space that is very much, very strongly and like a fixed on an ascension and growth path. What has been lost is brought back to the surface in experiences and even an emotional state of being, like say happiness. Oh, wow. States of being that might have been assumed to have been lost, like joy, like love, like hopefulness, like innocence. They can be found again and expressed yet again within your physical conditions, as expressed here in this in this 10 of Dis, 10 of Pentacles energy. Wow, that's very lovely. That is very lovely. It might have been assumed that your joy, that your personal power, that your authentic expression of self were almost sort of twisted and like, I'm getting this energy of a certain like twisting and like melding and molding in a very, very villainous and malicious and twisted kind of way. You're getting to see the clarity and the truth of what is real, of what you deserve. Yourself is yourself that has been long buried, the authentic expression of the self, the illumined, joyful, playful, the one that has desire. The expression of the self that desires much, that utilizes much sensual, sexual energy, transmutes a lot of sexual energy. It also makes sense here. This scorpionic energy here, as illuminated here in this King of Cups energy. Scorpionic energy is very, very sexual. It's very sexual energy. That's a lot of energy that where power is expressed in the sensual and the sensual and the sexual. They're also giving me this. They're also giving me this this image of a deer. And in Norse mythology, again, speaking of Norse mythology here, that is the energy of inguz. And inguz is the horned one. He's a horned god. That's also expressed here. Oh, okay. That's also why this devil energy is on the table here. Inguz, I don't know sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Inguz, the horned god, also is expressed here in this devil energy. the illuminated and enlightened expression and channeling of the sexual and sensual self. That would also make sense here with a lot of this God of War energy. It's a very sexual energy, but one that is put to good use. One that is put to enlightened and purposeful use. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, oh, hey, Divine Masculine. Yeah, I just got the deck and look who pops out. The God of War himself, Emperor. Very interesting. Wanted to make a little sneak preview there, like, hey guys, what's up? What's going on? There he goes. All right. Any other messages of love, light, healing, and wisdom for our collective, for our community for April, moving onwards? Let as always, and channeled as always, on my own intuition, that deep place of inner knowing and wisdom. Any other messages? Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, just repeating again. Much was gained in meditation. Much was gained in that period of recuperation. Four of Swords just popped out again. So just confirming that again, affirming that message. Interesting. Also, an expression here of don't overwork yourself. It can be very, very tempting in this energy, this God of War energy, to like burn through the fuse of like light the candle, burn the candle on both ends, like get a lot of burnout. Take some time, make sure you're getting your time for recuperation and rest. It allows you to channel a lot of this energy efficiently. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here in this Four of Swords energy. Yeah, you can very much overwork and overburn yourself. Be careful of that and make sure that within your time and how you schedule your time, how to utilize your time and also utilize this energy, there are those rest points of recuperation and rest and meditation that are integrated as well. Interesting. Oh, any other messages? Oh, man. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Wow. Man, it is really a beautiful, this energy is so beautiful. This spread is so beautiful. Man, it is really time to make some wonderful things happen. Yeah, this energy that popped out here, the Magus, or the Magician. And at the bottom of the deck, speaking of like solar energy, yeah, and it's forward movement. Oh, and a lot of work and a lot of cooperation. Wow. Holy crap. Wow. Wowzers. Okay. Yeah. Wowzers. Yeah. So anyways, like I said, the Magus or the Magician, the Sun, speaking of lower chakra, solar energy, action, strength-based, life force utilization, sacral-sexual energy. Yeah, I'm getting that that's all kind of combined here in this Sun energy. And then as it aids forward progression, as it aids movement, as it also aids a certain harmony. Yeah, again, this 3. Yeah, you notice in this 3 of this energy here, the word that's at the top here is harmony. There's a cooperation here. Mind, body, and spirit here as it manifests, as it is expressed in the physical world and what is manifested, Magus, in the physical world, 10 of this. And where there is also much protection, much, essentially the divine in all conditions within the physical world having your back and conspiring, working with you, 3 of this or 3 of Pentacles. This, I mean, I can't really think of a better, when you talk about an energy and an expression here of like getting started with something, getting started on a goal, getting started on a desire, getting started on an intention, carrying something forth. If you're on the search here for any expression here of like, is this the right time? I don't think you can get any better than this, honestly. I don't think that ourselves as soul beings here within our communities and collectives can ask for any better than this, as far as sort of the green light, so to speak, from the divine. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, and this combination here, particularly with the King of Cups and the Sun, I'm getting here, I'm glad that the Sun energy here is kind of coming out here, is on the deck here in that sense, because the Sun energy here, among other things, speaks to a certain from darkness, from what has previously been dismantled. That would also make sense here. They're drawing me to the fact that at the bottom of the deck, the Tower of Destruction, that's at the bottom of the deck. And you might recall here, I mean, we've spoken so much here in previous sessions here to this Tower energy, all that has been dismantled, and the settling of such a destruction, from such a dismantling. There's a notion here, especially if you find yourself having mastered physically, having achieved a sense of mastery within the material and the spiritual, the physical and the spiritual together. You've come out on the other side of this as a powerful manifester and co-creator of dreams, of your dreams and of your goals. And all that stands to express you from a space of joy and innocence and purity, as expressed here in this Six of Cups energy. I mean, the path is clear forth for success and for powerful, successful manifestations. The divine is on your side. The divine is on our side. Should we take upon and take advantage of this energy and of this time period? Wow. Yeah, like I said, I mean, geez, yeah. Wow. This is a beautiful spread and a beautiful time period here. I mean, it just sort of feels like, yeah, it just feels like such a powerful energetic assist from the divine and from our astral parents, from our cosmic student, from our cosmic parents. I don't see any, I mean, if there's a time period to get up and do something where you feel motivated, I don't feel you'll even, it feels even sort of interesting here because I don't perceive here that you'll even necessarily, as much as you may even want to like be lazy about this and feel unmotivated, you're going to feel, I perceive here in April and onwards here, you're going to feel motivated to do something. Get up and do something. Get up and express something. Get up and put some passion and energy into something. There's so much of an energetic assist that's facilitating that. It's made so much more easy and easeful at this time, which is beautiful. I'm getting, again, coming from the top here, it's going to be a very much a welcome relief for many, many folks. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I'm getting that's just about it here. So I'll go ahead and wrap that up here. And I hope that message helps. If you'd like to check out any more here, my website is www.theperfectlywise.com. Myself, speaking of action, there's much more content and new content here, especially since moving to China. There's been so much ideas and content and new offerings here. Certainly a lot of changes here that myself have sort of been motivated here to manifest and express. And they will be in the coming days and weeks. But if you need any more help here, wanted to do something more one-on-one, let me know. Feel free to drop me a message and we shall take it from there. All right. So I hope that helps. That's beautiful. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.